This is an overview of the groundwork in the academic art of riding, and this video is meant as a rough guideline. Each of these exercises, or milestones, is made up of many education steps, and each step is explained in more detail in other videos in the classroom. I very much recommend to study each step carefully and to learn about what are the aids in groundwork, how to teach the horse aids, what is the right response to the aids. And it's also important to learn how to use your own body and have a supportive body language, and how each exercise can be broken down into smaller steps to set the horse up for success and provide a way of learning which doesn't stress the horse. Although it is nice to have a progressive, clear system for us humans, the education of horses often requires flexibility and thinking outside the box. So it's quite likely that you will not teach these exercises in exactly this order and in this clear-cut way to your horse. Before we start with the more gymnastic kind of groundwork, it is necessary to have completed the previous education steps, because without these we will not have a solid fundament to build our groundwork on. These prerequisites are: we have a good connection to our horse and it trusts us with the daily handling, such as grooming and picking up feet. The horse has learned to stand freely for grooming without being tied up, without wandering off or pushing us around. The horse has learned how to give to pressure from a rope. And the horse should feel good in the riding arena or wherever you are practicing your groundwork. A horse which is worried about its surroundings or has separation anxiety will not be able to learn, and you will take the stress into the work. When the horse feels good in the arena and is interested to work with you, we start leading training. We are able to lead the horse from the left and from the right, and are able to walk, stop, turn, and back up, with the horse staying soft and connected. It is also recommended to venture further into leading training and lead with more distance, so now the horse is a bit more on its own. That way we refine the communication and lay important foundations for the use of our body language. Next, we start to introduce the horse to the cavesson, and that we can give different aids on the cavesson. We teach the horse to stretch forward down and to follow the hand on the cavesson into a lateral bend. Then we start to teach the lateral bend on the circle. We want the horse to distribute its weight correctly on all 4 feet, to be supple, and to have an even bend throughout the body. We pay attention to a correct forward-down stretch, the stepping in the center of mass of the inside hind leg and the inside hip coming forward. Next is the shoulder in on the circle. We bring the shoulder in and ask the inside hind leg to step under the center of mass. This causes the joints of the inside hind leg to bend more and to reduce the push. The horse has a correct standing and bending, and the inside hip comes forward. The outside shoulder lifts and the rib cage lowers on the inside. When the horse has mastered the shoulder in on the circle, we bring the shoulder in on the straight line. Then we teach the horse a quarter in. I recommend to teach it on the circle, but with some horses, one has to teach the cue for outside leg by the fence first. In the quarter-in, we bring the hindquarter of the horse to the inside, and the outside hind leg steps more in the center of mass. This causes the joints of the outside hind leg to bend more and to reduce the push. The horse has a correct standing and bending, and the inside hip comes forward. When the quarter-in is correct, we can observe a lift in the shoulder and the horse becomes light. When the horse has mastered the quarter-in on the circle, we bring the quarter-in on the straight line. Shoulder-in and quarter-in are the basic exercises out of which all other exercises are made. Therefore, it is important to achieve a good result before taking the next steps. When the horse can do a good shoulder-in and quarter-in, on the straight as well as on the circle, we introduce the half pass. The half pass is a quarter-in movement on the diagonal. It is important that the shoulder leads, so that both hind legs can step into the center of mass. In the half pass, the horse already starts to collect more. When the horse is good at quarter-in on the circle and half pass, we introduce the walk pirouette. The pirouette is a quarter-in movement on a small circle. We turn the shoulder around the hindquarter. The hind legs take more weight and the horse collects in a natural way. How small you can make the turn depends on the ability of the horse to collect. The renvers on the straight is the same as quarter-in, but with the wall on the other side. There is less support for the shoulder and the horse cannot lean on the wall. Renvers on a circle, also called a renvers turn or pirouette renversée, is a challenging exercise in which the hindquarter makes a bigger turn than the shoulder. The horse needs to have a good shoulder freedom and stepping in the center of mass with both hind legs to master this exercise. Parallel to the other exercises, we will teach the horse how to take a halt in standing. In the first halt, the horse has correct standing and bending with a correct forward down, lateral bend and the inside hip coming forward. In the second halt, the horse learns to shift weight backwards without lowering the chest. In the third halt, the big joints of the horse's hind legs, also called haunches, start to bend and the chest is lifted out of the shoulder. With more understanding of the halt, we are able to teach the horse a collected walk, which is called school walk. The more collected the walk becomes, and the more weight the horse shifts to the hindquarter, the more diagonal the walk gets and the lighter the horse becomes. In order to bring the horse further along in collection, we can continue in groundwork, but also choose launch work, work in hand, or riding. We can educate all exercises in trot and canter as well. If you would like to know more about the academic art of riding, join my classroom at www.classroom.academicartofriding.pl.